God damn it, I've never been so excited to see the mailman in my life before. Mailman. Oh, yes. Right, so excited. All right. Hey GX community, this is GX Bob coming to you guys again to show you a pretty awesome product. It is made by a company called V-Safe. Actually it's V-E-S-A-F-E. Sorry, I can't spell right now. I'm just so excited I finally got this package in the mail from Amazon. It is a external tire pressure monitoring system. If you guys probably already know, you guys who own GX460 already have a TPMS system. The difference between our system on the GX460 and the external system is, and if you guys have other Lexuses such as the NX, you guys will notice that the NX has a tire pressure monitoring system that actually tells you the value of each tire pressure in each tire, right? Our GX460 does not have that. All we have is a warning light with an exclamation mark and a yellow tire symbol on the front of our diagnostic screen. So every time it pops up, we would have to run out of our vehicle, and the problem is we don't know which tire has low pressure. We have 5 tires to investigate. We don't have the time to check each individual tire and find out which one is low. The problem with our system is all it does is just tell us that there is one tire out there outside of our vehicle in the snow that is low. So that is the problem with the GX460. So this is where the Aftermarket TPMS system comes into play. Today I'm going to install a system that has pretty awesome reviews on Amazon due to its quality and of course its ease of use. I love its ease of use because you know why? It's plug and play, folks. There is no math to it. There is no wire crimping. There is no splicing. There's nothing. There's just plug and play. Okay, so you plug it in, it reads each of your tire sensors, it beeps and flashes warning lights if it goes below a certain PSI that you yourself set. Your tires should be set at 35 PSI. If you look at your driver door sill, it will tell you your optimal tire pressure should be 35 PSI. So you can actually set this system at 29 PSI like I'm going to set it, and every time it hits 29 PSI or lower, this thing will start beeping and it will tell you which tire is low. So it gets rid of the guessing game. So why do you need something like this besides the obvious where you don't have to go out and figure out which tire is low? Number one, proper tire inflation saves you money on gas. That's common sense, guys. Number two, proper tire inflation prevents tire wear, in turn saves you money so you can go buy gas, right? And number three, proper tire inflation helps reduce tire blowouts, which in turn reduces the chances of your car flipping over when you're doing 80 miles an hour on a sharp turn and decapitates one of your passengers, and you do not want that. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this box and unveil it for you guys. Let's do this. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside this box of goodies right here. We're going to go ahead and read the top 4 bullets on it. Actually, I only want to read one of the bullets, the second one, where it says improves fuel economy. I think that's the most important one. Screw safety, screw tire life. I want to improve fuel economy. So let's go ahead and open up this box, okay? All right, let's go and do this. Here we go. Look at this, nicely foam padded. Let's take off this layer of foam. Look at this. You guys know what I love to do with instructions, right? I toss them aside because if it said plug and play, we don't need instructions. All we need is plug and play, and we need YouTube to walk us through the steps. I hate reading. I don't read. I only watch YouTube, guys, and so should you. So let's go ahead and see what the main parts of this box kit comes with. Comes with 4 of the sensors. If you take a look at the sensors right here, they're clearly marked for you. LF for left front, LR for left rear, RF for right front, RR for right rear. If you do not remember those acronyms, they are actually labeled and written out right underneath the acronyms for you, okay? So here is the main unit. This is what we were talking about. See how it says V-Safe right there? It has a USB port on the side right here, and I'm going to tell you why this is such a good design for our GX460 a little later on, and it has a lot to do with this USB port. The setting port, the setting button is on the right hand side. There's really nothing on the bottom and nothing on the top, okay? So both of your buttons, actually one of your buttons on the right and your slots are on the left, okay? So just remember that when we do the installation, okay? And take a look at this right here. It's a very sharp pointed edge right here. If you should ever jump a bridge or anything like that, you can always pull this out and use this to smash your windshield or your window when you're underwater, okay? Bam! Or if, I don't know, if you get carjacked and a bunch of dudes are trying to rape you and sodomize you, you can actually pull this out and smash them in their left eyeball. Speaking from experience. Anyways, so let's go ahead and move on. We have this weird contraption. What the hell could this be? So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So on this side, you got wide teeth. And on this side, you got very narrow, sharp teeth. So if we take a look at our sensors, we can totally tell that this thing will fit in here somehow. And it does. It does. I bet you anything, this thing right here is to change the batteries. So let's go ahead and take this apart. And look at this, guys. It becomes a tool. So if you take the end with the sharp teeth and you put it into the tool part of it that has the sharp teeth, it fits nice and snug in there. And you take the other part that has the wide teeth and screw it on here. Look at that. It locks into place. So let's go ahead and spin it counterclockwise, and guess what? It comes apart. Look at that. It comes with a tool to change your batteries, and there you go. This is a very popular size battery, guys. You can buy this at the 5 and dime store, the Piggly Wiggly, wherever you guys are from, the Bible Belt. I don't know what kind of stores you guys have over there. Look at this. The battery comes out and the battery goes back in. These batteries typically take about 2 years to eventually die, okay? These are really good lithium batteries. So let's go ahead and put this back. Actually, let's leave this on here just temporarily because we don't know what else we're gonna need to do with this. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and look at here. They got a bag of O-rings, and it does advertise that this thing is water seal tight. It is waterproof, and there's a reason why these things come with O-rings. I bet you the large O-rings go right here. Go over the edge of, goes over the periphery of your sensor before you screw this on, okay? That's what makes it watertight. And it comes with little tiny rubber bushings in there too, and I bet you anything that is supposed to go in there, okay? So let's go ahead and set the O-rings aside. Remember, guys, I haven't read the instructions, but I am just going off of common sense, okay? If you are mechanically inclined, I'm sure there's only 2 or 3 places these O-rings can go onto the sensor, okay? So let's go ahead and set that aside. Let's take a look at this. Hex nuts and a little wrench in here. So they did mention that this is anti-theft. So meaning if you remove your tire stem cap off your OEM valve stems, you would have to screw this on first, clockwise, right? Screw it on first. Then you would go in right afterwards and screw this on clockwise. After you're done with that, you would take your spanner wrench tool right here, go behind here and spin it counterclockwise so it could sit up onto your sensor just like that. It would seat it onto the sensor, so this would be very, very hard to screw off if you tighten this tight enough. So I think that is the anti-theft portion of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that aside. I might even show you guys how to screw this on a little later. We'll see how I feel. Okay, so let's move that aside. You got one last baggie right here, and look at this. It looks like little dust boots. So let's go ahead and take a look, and it has a hole in it. And I bet you anything that you have to install this onto your valve stems first. After you do that, you screw this on, and then this seats nicely into it, and it crams into there like a little dust cover, okay? And that's what seals your sensor cap to the rest of the body of the sensor, and it closes up and it becomes a watertight seal for you and becomes dust proof, mud proof, whatever. But I bet you that is what it is, and I will probably install this for you guys a little later just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this all back and take this out to our truck and check it out. Woo! All right, folks, we are at our center console right now, and we're going to go ahead and plug this in first. We want to power this up first before we install our sensors, okay? This is what needs to be powered up in order for it to start locating the frequencies on each individual sensor. The good thing about this is it actually has a USB port, so you don't waste a port when you install the cigarette lighter in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and install this. I'm going to install it with the word V-Safe pointing upward, just like that. And look what a nice addition this is to your center console. It looks like it's part of the vehicle itself. It doesn't look like it's outlandish and out there, you know, so weird and stuff like that. You don't want anybody to actually come into your vehicle and be like, what the hell is this sticking out in my face for? This actually complements your vehicle's interior. So let's go ahead and look up close. Look at that. Squared away, nice fit and perfect. And the USB port is on this side. This is why I purchased it, guys. I can actually install my USB to my iPhone on this side. It's not on this side. It's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. It's actually right here where it's very beneficial for us people that actually have the cigarette lighter port just like this. This is perfect. So now that we already plugged in our central unit, let's go ahead and start with the left front tire and install our very first sensor. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do first is we're going to remove our OEM valve stem cover right here. We're going to set it aside. We are going to take the sensor that actually says LF for left front. LF for left front. Can you guys see that? I don't know if I have auto zoom on my camera right here. It says LF. I'm going to go ahead and screw this in. Remember, I'm not going to go ahead and install all those other gizmos that they asked you to install, because those are for anti-theft and for anti-dust. You can go ahead and install them if you want to. I will probably do that on the second tire just to show you the basics. But for this video only, I'm just going to go ahead and install the sensor just to show you that the central unit actually works. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this clockwise. You're going to hear air leaking. After the air leaks and after it snugs in, you're done. Set it and forget it. Let's go ahead and go to the second wheel. Okay, let's go ahead and pack up and go ahead and move to the second wheel. Sorry guys, I don't know if any of you guys are going through midlife crisis, but I've been hitting an epiphany recently, and I think about my upbringing and my childhood a lot lately. I don't know if any of you guys could relate to me, but when I was growing up, my father wasn't that close to the children in the family. All he did was what most dads do, traditional dads do from our culture. They just made their money. He was a workaholic, and all he did was put food on our table and paid the house mortgage, and that was it. And then the very next day he went back to work. He didn't really do stuff that I normally do for my own kids, where we go to their soccer games and go to their school plays and stuff like that. So it kind of hit me. And it brought me back to a time when I asked him to start bonding with me later on in life. Hey, Dad. Jesus Christ, boy. Can't you see I'm taking a damn dump? Hey, Dad. What you doing? You mind? I'm taking a dump. Every time I go to my friend's house, they're always getting pretty good advice from their fathers. So I was thinking maybe you can give me some life advice for starters. Well, for one, you're friggin' fat. Okay. Well, you're 6 feet tall and you're over 100 pounds. That's pretty goddamn fat by Vietnamese standards. All right. So why don't you next time, if you need to get from point A to point B, do some physical activity to get there instead of driving all over the place. You drive that goddamn Lexus GX460 everywhere. Do some physical activity. Physical activity, physical activity, physical activity. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus Christ, can I go back to taking my damn dump now? Close the goddamn door, boy. Yeah, so I remembered he did mention and he did give me a pretty good life advice on losing weight, and he told me to use physical activity whenever I wanted to get from point A to point B. I never really understood what that meant. I figured he thought I was spending too much time with my car until I realized now I know what he meant by physical activity. So let's go ahead and mosey on to point B in our installation. Physical activity, physical activity. So with our second wheel, I did tell you I was going to go ahead and install the hex nut and the dust boot just so you guys would see what I'm talking about, what they wanted you to do. I'm not going to go ahead and install it permanently, so I'll just show you guys pretty much the basics. So let's go ahead and take off one of the dust boots right here. And let's go ahead and put it on over here. Just slip it back and pull it all the way back, sort of like a uncircumcised penis, right? And then what you would do is you would take your neck sensor, which is your left rear, and you would screw it on. You're going to hear the air leak. You would screw it on, right? And you would pull this foreskin towards you, and it would be a dust cover, just like this. There you go. You docking foreskins, dust cover. Okay, so we can go ahead and leave that one on. Let's go to the third wheel and show you the hex nut installation in case you guys want an anti-theft device for this. Not that anybody wants to walk around and look for these to steal, right? But you never know. Let's go ahead. Okay, physical activity to get to point A to point B. God damn you, Dad. So now here goes the hex nut installation. We're going to go ahead and do this on our third wheel. We're going to remove the cap. We're going to take one of the hex nuts and we're going to install this on here clockwise. Make sure you go a little, about 75% of the way. And now we are going to take our right rear, which is going to be RR, right rear. We are going to go ahead and install this on here by installing it clockwise. Now we are going to take our spanner tool that came with the kit, and we are going to tighten that hex nut counterclockwise until it fits snug up to our sensor. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I could do it by hand. Actually, once I do it by hand and I get it snug all the way up to the sensor, I'm going to take my spanner tool and continue and lock it into place. Lock it into place, and that is to prevent anybody from spinning this off. Well, of course, anybody can with strong arms and legs can probably kick this thing off, but I'm just saying anybody that just passes by without the proper tools won't be able to spin this off with that hex nut in the back, lock it into place. Okay, so that is how you install the hex nut. Now if you want to do a double combo, you can install the dust boot with the hex nut on top of this. Okay, so we're just progressing more and more installations to the sensor, but I'm just going to keep my front right one just with the sensor, just so we could move forward with this video. All right. Oh, God damn you, Dad. This is going to be our final sensor installation. Remember how I told you all of this is plug and play? It's been pretty simple, right? So let's go ahead and install the last one, which is RF, stands for right front. Just going to go ahead and spin it on. I'm going to hear a little bit of air leaking, and that's normal. all the way until you snug it, and it should have a pretty good seal. So let's go ahead and turn on our vehicle. So if I go ahead and turn on my engine right now, this central unit should be able to pick up all 4 tire sensors. So let's go ahead and start our engine. And there you have it. Front left is 32, front right is 33, rear right is 33, and rear left is 32. Okay, so if you guys want to change your upper limits and your lower limits for the alarm to start beeping and flashing, you can. There is a button on the right hand side. So if I hold on to this button on the right hand side for more than 3 seconds, it will go into menu mode. There you go. Now you're going to get a TPMS logo warning sign that you normally would see on your Lexus OEM diagnostic screen, right? Okay, so this is an adjustment to let you know which angle you want your screen to be facing. It's default at this way, or you could switch it to a different angle just by pushing it again. See how the logo is all upside down on the top screen? This is in case you have a cigarette lighter in a different area. But for the Lexus GX460, we want this Lexus logo, we want this TPMS logo to be on the top. Okay, so let's push it one more time. Okay, so now it's on the top. We want to go to the next menu, and we're going to hold on to that setting button on the right hand side for 3 seconds. There, now it's going to PSI. If you want to change from PSI to bar, you just push it one more time. Bar is another type of measurement system. Instead of using numerical values, you're going to use a bar. You're going to use 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, just like your cell phone. We don't want that. I don't want that. I want PSI, right? So let's go ahead and push it one more time. It's going to go back to PSI. We're going to leave it at PSI. We're going to hold on to the button for 3 more seconds. Now we want to set our high limits. The default right now it's at 45. I'm going to keep it at 45, okay? But if you keep pushing this button on the right hand side, you can change that value. It's going to go all the way up to like 60 or 70, and then it's going to reset back to like 20 or something. Okay, so let's go ahead and push it for 3 seconds, and let's set our low values. There. Now our low values, meaning it's default at 29 psi. If my tires hit 29 psi or lower, this system will start beeping and flashing to let me know that I have low tire pressure. And it will let me know which tire pressure is low because it has a visual screen. Top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right, okay? And that is where each tire sensor is. Let's go ahead and push it 3 more seconds. Okay, and that is, I believe, the temperature of the tires. You can set the temperatures of the tires. I'm not going to go into that because that is not important to me. I'm going to keep on holding for more than 3 seconds, and it's going to go default back to the home screen of my tire pressure. Okay, so now that we know the values of each tire, let's go ahead and test out one tire. So we're going to go ahead and check the accuracy. All right, there you have it. So just one last thing before I let you guys go. If your central unit is not reading your individual sensors, like it's just flashing 0 and it's not reading 35 or anything like that, all you have to do is just take your battery out and put your battery back in, screw it on, and just put it back on your wheel, and it resets itself. And it worked for me because mine was actually flashing 0 in all 4 corners. I had to remove the batteries and put the batteries back in to each individual sensor, and then it automatically worked. I think it was because it was in storage for a while and it needed to be reset, okay? So I will add a link to my video. All you have to do is click on the title, a drop down will appear, and it will have a link. This system also not only has 4 sensors, you can actually buy them in 6 sensors, 8 sensors, 10 sensors, in case you are towing a travel trailer and you want them on additional wheels for your vehicle, okay? So the one that I got is only 4 sensors, so it's not going to capture my spare tire, but that's no problem because my OEM TPMS warning light will tell me that is going to be my spare tire if these four doesn't set it off. Okay, so it's pretty much a process of elimination, right guys? All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out. Love you, Dad. All right, remember, physical activity. Woo! Let's do this. Well, God damn it, what now?